Welcome to KOJ Live. For when I think I just wanna fool around with the guitar for a little bit. Well, tonight I'm not going to play much music. Just going to talk about things that really affecting our lives on a day-to-day basis. There are so many things that is going on in the world today. Uh, yo, what? Okay. No, right now, try think on TikTok and YouTube. So anything I must we sure go. I coming up on my phone, all right? Okay. I might finish by 9 because now it's 8. So I think I'm just gonna run it for an hour, see where it go. All right. Let me go back into this. Yeah. Yes, tonight I just want to do mostly some talking about things that I see that really affecting a lot of people in the city that I live, here in Massachusetts. Um, the other morning, a couple of mornings I've seen this. I was driving and it was very, very cold, like 10 degrees outside. And I see the two homeless person just huddled together on their little blanket, and both their feet were sticking out, and it was very, very cold early in the morning. And I saw that, I was like, wow, what brings a person to something like that? Let me start this over to make sure this thing is going. What bring a person to that situation wherein a person would be sleeping out in the cold when I tell you that it was a cold, cold morning, and these two homeless persons sleeping outside in the cold, and it just it, it was heart wrenching to me, just very heart wrenching, because I don't know what bring a person to that. I mean, if they could not go to a shelter, could not find some place, what make a person would risking their lives, because out there in the cold, it's like risking your life to be there in the cold, sleeping outside. If anyone out there who would like to talk about a situation like this and would like to join me, where we could discuss this matter, because it's it's a chronic situation that I think in most cities now you go, you see people out there, panhandling, even some young person. And my way to work also, I see these two young, guys and up at this side of the street begging, and I'm seeing these look like, young guys that could work, what I mean? And why that they would be out there, have nothing to do. Okay, I'll invite. So I'm gonna invite. Let me see what I'm doing. If I'm doing it right, maybe the wrong one. Let's see this. Yeah, what I really want to talk about is, unfortunate situations that reaching some people out there that bring them to uh, a place that it's not it's not something that I personally would want to ever find myself in. It's not something that, I look at and say, wow, now this is, now if you cannot show your face, man, I can't. I want people that can show your face. Show your face. I show my face. Show your face. Why you gotta mask your face? Um, to see people that find themselves in less fortunate situation, and here in the United States, one of the let's say the most wealthiest country. We like to brag, say this is the wealthiest country in the world, and yet still we find that so many people out there that is in unfortunate situations. You know what I mean? So many people out there in unfortunate situations that make you wonder, why is it things like this happening to people, you know? So if you would like to speak on this topic, I would love if you could join me and let's talk about it, the homelessness situations and yes, what I'm here talking about. I'm talking about misfortune net situations that I see some people in, and if you're not into talking about something positive, what I mean, don't join, don't ask to join because here is it's positive things. I ain't got no time to speak about negative things. Would like to see how to get people to.
Raspberry mousse, and I would like to make like an actual. Hello, my friend.
Hi, hi.
With sugar glass. What's going on?
Well, what I'm talking about the other day, I was more than once I saw it. You know what I mean? People sleeping out in the cold here in
Ain't that
America.
terrible?
Huh?
That's terrible.
It's terrible. One of the richest country.
That's what I say.
And to see people out there sleeping out there in the cold, man. It's like today. It was like this morning, like 3 degrees. When I was,
I can understand it. When I was in the service, we slept in the snow, so I know what it's like. It wasn't good.
Yeah. So how long you got to sleep in the snow while in the service? Give me a little bit of that experience. I'll give everyone a little bit of that experience.
Well, it was so cold. I did have an idea of what it was going to be like, but never in my life have I experienced anything like that being 17 years old.
Okay.
When I was out there was no heat anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you get hungry and cold, and you barely can survive. And they got these people out there sleeping, which is terrible, especially the veterans and that is on the streets. They need to wake up and put them in housing.
Or find some form of shelter or something. Because when I saw it, I was like, wow. I mean, I saw it before, but this time, I don't know. It's just like something just rise up in me because I go to work very early in the morning, and I'm driving. I see it, but this time it's just like when I see the person because yes,
we get everybody knowing what they should be doing is if they went out there and slept one night, just one night, and take whatever they want to take out there, pillows, blankets, tent, whatever, and they'll see how cold it really is because you got to get undressed to get into them sleeping bags, and you got to get up and put your clothes on. It's probably one of the worst things you can do.
But
them people do that with nothing.
Yeah, these people wasn't in no sleeping bag. Just got like a little blanket over them, man.
That's what I'm saying. If people get up, I'm saying the people should that think they're better than everybody else that's sleeping out there. They should go out there and see one night because it's only one situation before you're out there too.
I was driving. I was thinking to myself, I said, what, happened to a person that they would find themselves in such situation because everybody have a story. You never know
that's it.
What people have gone through or what led up to such unfortunate situation because many times you might see a person out there down on their luck and
a lot of people still working and still living out there because they can't afford it.
Yeah, and that's true because the cost of living, man, is so high. Everything, like medical, it's
because not too many people are going to keep standing for it. Let more people get unemployed and have to live like that, and they'll find out.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's really and truly bad. You know what I mean? If it was like, because I see people sleeping on the street like when it's not that cold before, but I mean the morning was cold. What's it? Not yesterday, the day before was so cold, and I'm like, oh my god! But when I see it, like in the fall or something like that, even in the summertime, it, I will see the same thing, and I think about it, but it doesn't bother my conscience or my mind as much.
Until you see it and feel it.
To see when it's extremely cold. Because if the morning was so cold, I just imagine the night.
And there's no heat for them. That's the whole problem. They need to have a place where they have a tent set up somewhere at least they can get heat. There are people going to die in this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, and quite a few times in my city, people die out there, because of the exposure to the element.
Cold heat. But not too many people can live in the cold. That's the whole problem.
That's what I'm saying. When I see that, like in the even in the fall or in the summertime, it doesn't really. Not to say it don't bother me. It bothers me, but I don't think about it as much because at least it's not freezing cold, and it's like maybe a little better weather that somebody cannot tolerate. You cannot tolerate that type of weather, but
that's correct.
But those type of ash condition, man, it's hard to tolerate and hard to imagine that people, I'm in Massachusetts, and anybody that know Massachusetts know that Massachusetts is a cold place.
I'm in Cleveland. It's cold too.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
yeah, we got a lot of snow.
Yeah, and it's a shame. I don't know what can be done or what should be done, but it's an experience that I wouldn't want to experience in my lifetime.
No, and when I got out of the service, I said I would never freeze again, and I haven't so far. But everybody's just one paycheck away from being in that situation. They just don't know it yet.
And that's true because the cost of living, man, it's and the wages is down.
That's the part.
You get you don't even get nobody want to hire people full time now as a laborers and on no job. Everybody's part time because they don't want to pay medical. They don't want to give the benefits. And sometimes people got to be juggling 2 and 3 jobs just to see if they can make 2 ends come together. And it's very, 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 very difficult, to know that people have to live in this way in a country that have so much to waste.
I agree.
So much to waste, and so many people out there cannot find a decent meal or a decent place to sleep because of how much. Forget have a part-time job or 2 part-time job. You know what I mean? You got to.
They need to take the profit out of it. Yeah. So much to where people can live, and if they can live, everybody can get along and wouldn't have to be like this. That's my belief.
I got to be honest. I shouldn't do that.
Need $50 billion a year when they can't even pay their people a wage without having to go on assistance. Now tell me that ain't a crock.
When you look at like the higher ups in most company, the money that they make per year, and the people that actually doing the work make so little. It like
that's how it works, and that's terrible.
yeah.
I mean, they got to give a little. That's where I'm trying to say. They got to give a little bit, so people can live. The lower class, or whatever you want to call them, middle class, lower class. Everybody's got to be in a class, but make the lower and middle class the same, and keep the people making the big money the same, and then everybody can live.
Yeah, I remember Circuit City. For example, I remember Circuit City.
Yep.
When Circuit City came in, and the guy that was a CEO, he raised his pay, and then he cut the workers' pay. And they say that because of that, the workers did not really care about doing the job. And soon after that, Circuit City went under, because
that's true.
If you want to make millions, but the people that actually doing the work, they cannot make a decent wage.
That more people would care more.
Yeah, they can't pay medical. You got medical. If you got a car, you got car insurance. If you got a place to live, it's either rent or mortgage. You gotta pay that. You got gas. You got food. You got all these expenses from day to day to get you, to keep you so that you can continue the job. You understand? And if you working at a job and you can't even buy food, pay your bills.
That's the truth.
Some people, not everybody, but some people said, to heck with it. If I'm suffering and I'm working, I bet just to suffer and I'm not working.
That's the truth too.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of change, and I think it's coming. Hopefully.
Man, I'm waiting to see that change a long time.
Me too.
I'm waiting to see that change a long time, and I still haven't seen that change where it can be balanced out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the truth. I agree.
You need some kind of balance out there to, and it's sad to say that the politicians, that they don't really, I don't think they really care, because if they care,
they don't care when it comes to them. That's the problem. They need to care about everybody, not just themselves, because one day they're not going to have them anymore if they keep it up. That's the problem with them.
Yeah, that's so true. There got to be some kind of changes. Some kind of changes is imminent, man. It's got to be so that people can get to live. I think there's people out there who want to work, who have a job and decide that I would love to do a decent, make a decent living, and get a decent wage.
Be able to afford things and feed their family and buy little things extra. Right now, they got nothing extra. That's the problem.
Yeah. Everybody wants something extra, man. To feed the children. Feed, if you got a family, you gotta feed your family. And I don't understand how these people don't sit back a bit and said, okay, I'm going to do something to help the masses of the people. I don't know if they sit back and said, I'll try to do something so that people can feel satisfied when you work. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about people who don't want to work. I'm people who honestly and genuinely want to work and take care of their family and thing. But the wage, everything is up here, and the wages is down there. You know, it's very few people have a decent job now where they can say, all right.
Nobody wants to go to work and come home and still be hungry. And that's how it's getting to be nowadays.
Or your children be hungry. Because most people that work, you know,
they're still going to be hungry because
children.
They don't get. I mean, just like Walmart, they make $20,000 or $20 million a year. What's $2 million less if they give to their employees? See, they got to understand that they give more, you're going to still spend it there, or you're going to get it back. It's just everybody gets comfortable then.
Yeah,
that's what the whole process is supposed to be. But they got greedy and started taking everything.
You know, I don't know about in your city, but in like when you drive like past where they got like food pantries, and when you see that line,
here too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm driving through the city and like you see this long line, you think that there's something going on, some big game or some big entertainment or thing. And then when you pull up, you realize that, oh my God, it's a food pantry. And so I've lived in the city a long time, you know what I mean? Pretty close to 40 years I've been in the city. And I would say maybe the past 4 or 5 years, I see so many food pantry with so many long lines. I was like, oh my God, this car like crazy. I was like, people need food, people need things, you know. And it's sad to say, man. I don't know if it's being a concern of the politicians, you know, because
they're not hungry. That's the problem.
You know what I mean?
Make them a little hungry, and then they'll start understanding it.
I just hope
and polls, and I think that's going to change. Hopefully, they don't. I think they're scared now because the people's waking up.
And as I tell you, I live in the city for a long time, and I never seen it getting better. I see it getting worse year by year. Because you know, a lot of politicians, they will come and they make the biggest promises, man, the biggest promises. Vote for me, do this, and then next thing you know, when they come, it's just the same thing.
That's why we need to all come together and stand outside and say we're not going to do it anymore, and throw them all out of there, and then they'll change.
And I think that's why,
real quick.
You know, it would take like people to just go to some of these meetings and just demand what you're going to do specifically for this city. I don't mean for me as an individual, but what benefit the city is going to reap by you getting a vote from the citizens in this city. What should we expect? You know, what changes? And I mean, how people's life is going to be transformed by us voting for you. And you know, I mean, if you can get a substantial answer, I mean, you just know that somebody else. But
what everybody should do is vote a new incumbent every time, and then that way they can't get paid off. See, now they're all paid off and bought. If everybody changes them and only gives them a 2-year term, then they'll probably do something right for the people.
And that's something that, you know, everyone needs to look into. You know, I mean, give them a shorter term, and they know that definitely we want to see some kind of changes, man. Some kind of changes where the people feel that the politicians really care about the people and not just want to say, give me a vote, give me a vote, and that's it. But they really would love to do something for the people. Show the people that they care. Show the people that when we vote for you, you are going to do something so that we all can be benefit. You know, I think that's what I would love to see. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it grieved me to see so many people, both young and old, homeless, sleeping on the street. It's not even a good look for the city itself.
Nope.
And it's hard to see people gotta be in such situation out there into the cold,
I agree.
No food, young people, older folks, and when you see older folks out there doing it, that it even bother you more because most of these people, it's kind of hard to get a job at certain age.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And moreover, if you're on the street, who's going to take care of you? You know what I mean?
That's the whole problem.
So
when you get old, nobody cares.
And that's what I see, man, because you got to pay X amount for medication, X amount for Medicare, X amount for this, and if you're on Social Security, you know what I mean, the little that you get, and the government want it back, you're spending it back.
That's it too. Hey, my friend, I gotta get off, but we'll catch up sometime. How's that?
Oh, that sounds good, man. And thanks for taking the time out, to rant with me, because as I said, I saw this thing and it really troubled my spirit, So I just got to come out and just share it because it's not what I expect to see in the cold people out there in the cold sleeping. So thanks again, man, for dropping by. Thanks.
You have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yep.
Bye. Yes, so what I'm here talking about, I'm talking about the situation as it is here in the United States and many of the cities that been around. We see a lot of people out there have nothing to eat and no place to sleep. And it is something that I don't think a country like this, where you have so many people out there with so much, and yet you got some with nothing. Because most time now, you apply for a job, most job telling it's a part-time job. Nobody want to pay for medical. Nobody want to do this on a part-time basis, because if you go full-time, there's a lot of benefits that they would have to pay more. Nobody want to pay, the benefits. And I'm wondering if it's going to get worse. And I think it's going to get worse because looking at what they're trying to build now, they're trying to build a workforce without human being. That's what I really want to get to, because we see these robots that they they training now to take on manual labor of many people, assembly line, factory works, cooks, different jobs that um, human being would do, and now we finding that they're making machines to take the place of these positions. And if it's not yet 100% up and running, and people is so left behind, when all these artificial technology kick in with the robots and different things that they would use when AI fully in operation, with the millions of jobs that is going to be lost, and people have to make a living to take care of their family. How things is going to pan out, and if anyone out there who have any greater knowledge, I would like to join me in this discussion. This is something that I would love. You join me. I remember, I get the shock of my life. I think right after COVID, I went to New York, and I was in um, Grand Central Station, and I was shocked to see how many people in this restaurant that if you eat and you leave anything, just come and just eat the people left over. And that's for the first time in my life I saw something like this. I could only buy two people food, you know what I mean? Because when I see people eating the leftover, and like, but there were so many people there that I couldn't buy everybody food, but I only could buy two persons. So listen, instead of you eating the leftover, join the line and order what you need. I only could do it for two persons, but there was just a lot of different people inside there, and I'm saying to myself, you mean this is the United States of America, where people here in a restaurant eating other people leftover food. It was the first time I saw that, and I was shocked. When I said shocked, I mean I was really, really shocked to see that. When I saw it, I was like, wow, wow. You know what I mean? In a country that have so much, and there are people that out there that want, eating other people left over. You don't know if this person that you're eating the leftover food, if they have a disease, if what would be the case, and people eating other people leftover food. And when I saw that, I was shocked, because I honestly, it was the first time I saw that. You know what I mean? First time I see people gathering around, you know, begging people for their leftover food, and eating it. I was like, wow. So as I said, when I saw that, you know, only thing I could do is just buy, two other persons, just buy them some food, But there were so many people there that I could not buy everybody food. You know what I mean? I only could buy two. And why I'm doing this live, I was, I was driving the other morning in a 3-degree weather, and I see people out there in the cold, sleeping in a tree when it was extremely cold. People out there um, eating, sleeping in in the cold. Have you any experience like that that you would like to share? You know, let me know, and come on and talk about it. You know what you think if that's here in a country wherein you got so much and people have so little, so little. You know what I mean? What's your experience if you would like to come on and to talk about it on camera, you know? Hey, just let me know. People sleeping out in the freezing cold on the Or have you ever spent the night in the freezing cold? I've never done it. Have you ever spent the night in the freezing cold? And if you would like to talk about it, if you would like to share your experience, have you ever been homeless? Have you ever find yourself in situation that you know you have to do some crazy thing just to survive? You know, keep on these persons keep on requesting. I keep on sending, but Pastor Mitchell, you want to come on? I'm trying to get you to come on, but I don't know why it's not going through. But if you ever find yourself in such situation and you would like to share it, or if you know somebody that is going through situation like that, Hello, hi, how are you? I'm good. Okay. Stranger, be your friend. Stranger, be your friend. Stranger, stranger. King Lion. Let me show yourself. Why are you in the dark? Stranger. Yeah, I was speaking about a topic of homelessness and people that find themselves in less fortunate situation. Do you have any experience that you would like to share on this topic? Do you have any experience you would like to share on this topic?
Sorry, I had to reach there. Belly was shit.
Yeah, so what I'm talking about, I'm talking about people that find themselves in unfortunate situation. DJ. Yeah, I was saying that, you got so many people out there that find themselves in unfortunate situations, homelessness. I was driving in my city in freezing temperature, like 3 degrees was outside, and I saw two persons sleeping in the cold. And, I see people sleep outside before, but it never bothered me as much as seeing the temperature as it was and seeing these people outside sleeping in the cold, and I say to myself, what situation that bring a person to that level wherein a person would have to leave all the comfort for nice warm bed or place to lay their head and sleeping outside in the freezing cold. If anyone out there ever have any experience like that, whether seeing somebody in such situation or you yourself have been in such situation, you know, I like, you to join and talk about, your experiences, you know. Also, again, I get another shock, I went to Grand Central Station and I was shocked to see how many people there would eat people left over. And I was like, wow, that was a big wake up because I never, to be honest, I never know that what's going on here in the United States. When I see that, I was like, wow, you know. At the time, I could only just buy two persons meal, what I mean? And there was others there that just going around and people would take the thing off the table or and put it in the trash, and people literally went into the trash, take it out and eat it. And some people, if you leave it on the table, they would go and just eat it. And I was like, wow, I've never seen that before. And I never know that such things happen here in this country, in America. You know what I mean? I know of homelessness is here, but actually seeing it up front, and seeing people literally taking food out of the trash and eat it. Somebody throw into the food that they just finished eat into the garbage. Somebody would literally go in there. More than one person's there doing it and eating the food from the garbage, And when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's it's crazy to be old in a country such as this, you know what I mean? And to see people outside in the cold sleeping, and to witness this, when it is 3 degrees, that's very, very cold. And somebody is there eating, sleeping out there in the cold. You know what I mean? If you ever experience anything like that, have you ever experienced, seeing people picking up their food out of the garbage and eat it, something that somebody left over? It's not somebody like that, and you want to say share a meal with me, you know. And personally, when I saw this and I see how many persons was there, I couldn't buy food for everybody. I just buy food for two people, Instead of eating out of the garbage, here, come up to the counter, order what you want and eat. And I bought food for two persons. You know what I mean? And there was a lot more there, but I could not give food to everybody, that I see. Also, another trend that I see by driving around, I've never seen so many people in this city, you know, who go around when you go to like the food pantries and the food banks and see, the lines of cars. You know what I mean? I've lived in the city a long time, close to 40 years, and these things just like maybe last 5 6 years or so. I start taking notice of these things. How many cars you would see lining up, at the food banks. Endless numbers of cars. You would think like it's a big sports game going on in the city. Then when you look, it's just people trying to get some food. And I'm saying to myself, it's gonna be worse because with the new age and the technologies that is out there today, when it's get perfected, a lot more people is gonna be out of a job, and if you're out of a job, most time you're going you're gonna be out of a place to live because if you don't have money coming in on a constant basis, to help to alleviate your bills, you're going to be behind and probably can't find food to eat or to feed your children or whatever. Everything is so expensive nowadays. People that are paying rent, the rent is so expensive. People that have to pay a mortgage is sky high. I mean, medical insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance, light and gas and water, and all these expenses, and so much is going on with the expenses today, but yet still the wages stay at a place where the wages is way down low. So you know these are some of the things that really concern me when I would like to build my life with music. Yes, I love music. I play music, but also I would love, you know, to speak about relevant things that really affect the life of people, everyday people, hardworking people. So people got to work. I mean, you got to figure out how to put food on the table to pay all these different bills. A lot of people, hear about America and said, "Oh, I got to come to America." I'm not saying don't come. I'm not encouraging no one to come or not come, but I'm just saying that you know you have to know when you get here, there are things that you don't really understand. Food, place to live, or you're coming into a job. You're coming into a job where you have a job lined up for you. Are you someone that is going to help you to put you on your feet? These are things that you got to consider because it's not easy. It's not a bed of roses. You got light, gas, you got a car, you got car insurance, maintenance of that car, you know what I mean? Licensing fees, all these different registration stickers, hop, all these things you got to take in consideration. So there's so many things out there that you need to do. You need medical insurance. You know what I mean? If you rent a place or if you own a home, you gotta have insurance for it. You know what I mean? All these things, and most of the jobs today, you know, unless it's a high demand job, the wages is so small that people cannot, I mean, support themselves. You know, if it's not a high demand job with a high skill level, wherein that you can earn, you know, you, you're going to be in trouble. If you have children, you got to be thinking about paying for your children, you know, food, clothes, you know, different bills that children accumulate. All these things, if they're on the age and still in your, or if they're in college and still in, you know, a part of your responsibilities. There's so many things. I see things over the years that I live in this country, many years. You know, I was one that I wasn't born in this country, but I've been here pretty close to 40 years. You know what I mean? And in 40 years, I see so many changes, you know, and things that happen, and so many people that cannot, keep up. So many people now sleeping on the street. So many people begging for food. So many people flocking the food bank and the food pantries because the little money that they earn is not sufficient to really take care of the bills and to take care of the home. And it's going to get even more stickier. It's going to get worse if people don't really understand, because now we see it every day. Everything that we see, we hear AI. We see they making robots to take care of pretty much every sector of society. So many thousands of people is going to lose a job. You lose a job, you lose your health insurance, you lose your home. You know what I mean? So many today that it may be on their pumps and pride, 5 to 10 years down the line, who knows what is going to happen? So we have to get back to humanity, where one can help each each other. We help each other so that if the worst of the worst should come, you know, people can really look out for people. But we get away from kindness. We get away from love. We get away from understanding, and if we everybody want to build a wall between themselves and others, and you see today, you don't know what tomorrow may bring. Tomorrow may bring a total different situation for just about anyone. One misfortune situation can set a family or a person life back 20, 30, 40 years. So you got to really be more concerned with humanity, and to be, in a place where you can put forth love. But what the things now you see, instead of people try to build each other, people try to tear each other down, try to, you know, to to curse out people or want to wish people bad. It's not the time to wish people bad. Now is the time to see how you can do something to help someone better their life, because you know today it might be that person that need a helping hand, but tomorrow you might be the one, and you might even the same person that you think was not even qualified for you to talk with. You wouldn't lose your dignity by even say hello to this person. Maybe tomorrow, it's that same person. You might have to, down the line, come back and look to for help. Life is so funny. I've seen people that was way up here today, and then it turn around. They fall themselves way down at the bottom. And I see people that was way at the bottom. They strive all the way up to the top. So you don't know, you really don't know. So the best thing to do, in my estimation, the best thing for us all is to be kind, loving, and show a little bit of understanding to others that may be today less fortunate. Today they are less fortunate than you, but tomorrow, what I mean, they be on top, you know. And I've seen this happen times and times and times again because people feel as if, oh, because today, I can sleep in a comfortable place, you know, I drive a nice car, I can wear some nice clothes today, but who to tell what tomorrow may bring? I mean, and the person that you pass going up, maybe when you're coming down, you may need a helping hand. So let us be our brother's keeper. And when I say our brothers, I don't mean that so much in a gender as a man, but I mean it could be male or female or a child. Being respectful, being kind. And I have a kind word to leave. Don't be braggadocious and don't act as if you're on top of the world. You know what I mean? I remember years ago, I met this couple. I was talking to both of them. And at the time, the guy was saying that he owned, his net worth at the time, was $8 million. And he said to me, and said, right now I lose my health. And with all the money that I have, if I could get my health back, I would spend all of it. This guy telling me his net worth at the time was $8 million. And he's telling me that he would spend all $8 million to get back his health. And what happened to him? You know what happened to him? He's living the high life. He picked up his girlfriend. He got a wife. He picked up his girlfriend. And he was driving to go to his yacht. And a car hit his car with him and his girlfriend. And when the car hit his car, spent months in hospital. And he could only take 2 steps at a time, not more than 2 steps. And for him to take 2 steps, it take him like half an hour to take these 2 steps. He had a colostomy bag. He had a Foley catheter, one bag for his feces, one for his urine. And for him to make 1 step, it's like 15 minutes. He's out of breath. He can't do nothing. Right? It's high life. Living it up, living it up. he's got his health at the time, he's got his money, got his woman, and the accident put him in such devastated position, place. He looked at me and tell me that. Said to me, said, my net worth is $8 million. And the way I feel now, if I could spend the whole $8 million and get back my health, I would do it. You know, just imagine you're on your way, you know, to your yacht with a girl living the high life, and on his way to his yacht, leaving his house to go get his yacht, and him and his girl's gonna go sailing, and a terrible accident he meet him that transformed his life, changed his life. Some people would say, well, it's karma. No matter what you want to say, it is, because that's about he have his wife and he's leaving. He wasn't leaving his wife. It wasn't like him going to leave his wife, but for the night or for the moment, he's taking this other girl who's to his yacht, who's not his wife, and that's what happened to him. You know what I mean? He cannot take 2 steps. For him to take 2 steps, one step for him to get up and to just take 1 step, it's like 15, 20 minutes to just make 1 step. Just imagine a man that would go to the gym, you know, go different places, travel all over the world, and that's what happened to him. So we luckily he have enough money that he still could pay. You know, he's kind of somewhat kind of comfortable. Put it that way, somewhat comfortable, even though his health gone, because he wasn't in a nursing home. In his still in his $1 million house and thing. You understand? And the thing is, you know, he's supposed to grieve his aunt because his wife looking hot. And here him cannot move, cannot do nothing. And his wife as attractive. So I know that he got a lot going on in his mind. I wonder if my wife is cheating. He must think now because remember he was going on his way to cheat when that happened to him. So now he still have the wife never leave him, you know. At the time, she was still with him, you know. She, you know, been through all his appointments and things with him still and become his nurse to say. And I know within himself, you know, he must think and say, wow, look at my wife, how attractive she is. Look at me. And that's life. You see, no one know what tomorrow. No one know what tomorrow might bring. You know, you don't know. I don't know. You don't know what tomorrow might bring. You know, and I'm saying that the same thing that happened to this guy is going to happen to anyone out there. I'm not saying that, but I'm just showing as an example to how life can turn around at times. Life can really turn around. So it's not for any one of us out there to really think within ourselves that, I can do without people, or I can misuse people or mistreat people, or nothing like that. You just show that one got to be careful. And reason why I'm doing this live, as I mentioned before, I was driving on my way to work, and I see two people was sleeping out there in the cold, you know, and 3-degree temperature, sleeping. It's very cold, the early morning, you know what I mean? And I see people sleep on the street before, you know, but sometimes it is fall or springtime or even in the summertime. It's a little bit more tolerable weather. Not to say that it's not cold, but when I see this extreme temperature that it was, and someone out there sleeping out there in the cold, that that to me is like, wow, you know what I mean? That to me is like extreme. So what I'm saying is, you and I don't know what misfortune, if there's any, might come to either you or some loved ones. So because we don't know, we try to be, you know, good to other people. And when we see people in their misfortune, we don't try to act high and mighty as to say that, look at them, you know what I mean? I don't know what led a person to be out there on the street begging. I don't know what their situation, because sometimes we might pass the wrong judgment. We might think it is this or it is that. We don't know. And because I personally don't know, I'm not going to like put down a person to say, well, because they did this or because they did that. Why? Because sometimes you don't even do nothing and things just happen. Things just happen to people. It's just a part of it's called life. You can be the best person out there, and things happen. If it's gonna happen, it happen. You know what I mean? Why someone they're driving for years and never meet an accident, and boom, so out of the blue somebody come, they meet an accident and meet their demise. You know, whatever be the case. There are different scenarios, different things that happen to different people across the globe. So, we just got to know. And if anyone out there from different countries and that planning to say, just come to the United States and show up. I'm not telling you not to come. I'm just telling you that situations out there that, it is sticky, because I, the first time, and I think it's the only time I ever see people. A few years ago, I was at Grand Central Station in New York City. And it's the first time in my life I ever see somebody picking up food out of garbage and eat it in a in a place where people eat. I mean, there's these homeless people just hang around, and if you leave the food on the table, somebody, will eat it. Or I see people literally take the food like out of the garbage that people eat and left, and eat it. And I was like, oh my God, when I see that, I was, I mean, at the time, I only have money that I could buy two persons food. And I said, come in the line. But it's what's more than two people out there. You know what I mean? But, and I said, come in the line and order what you want to eat, and I'll pay for it. And I pay for two people meal. And if I did have more money, maybe I would have to pay for everybody, but that was there, but I couldn't, you know, because there was a lot of people there, you know, picking out the food out of the garbage in New York, where they say New York is one of the rich place. And I'm not talking since this flow of immigrants is coming. This was before that, you know what I mean? And I see that, you know, I have to give God thanks, you know what I mean, for his many blessings upon me, you know, but, you know, hope that no one, you know, in my family or close associate find themselves in such situation, but no one know whatever it is that might lead a person to be in such situations. So that's the reason why I cannot act I and mighty. You know, you gotta have compassion, you gotta have love, you know what I mean? And we are living in a world where people want to build, you know, a wall between them and other people. No one know what tomorrow might bring, you know what I mean? And the person that you pass going up today, maybe tomorrow when you're coming down, that be the same person that you need an helping hand, you know, from. So you got to be a person that just love people, you know what I mean? Love people and try to be good, try to be kind, speak a kind word, you know what I mean? When you can, encourage someone when you can. Remember that the stranger can be your friend. Stranger, I like to be your friend. Oh, stranger, I love to be your friend. Stranger, I like to be your friend. Oh, stranger, like to be your friend. You know? So sometimes you just got to become friends with a stranger. You know, get to know someone. And when you get to know someone, then it can really make an assessment. But don't judge a person before you know your situation. Don't judge a person because you find yourself in a little better off position today than that person. Because tomorrow, you don't know what tomorrow may bring. And the person that you pass going up today may just be the person that you need a helping hand from tomorrow when you're coming down. So remember, stranger like to be your friend. So I'm about to end this live because it seems like no one really want to really talk on a serious topic as this one. But that's what I would love to talk about. The plight of humanity, struggles that I see. Might be living in a comfortable place right now. You're not out there in the cold. It is very cold outside. You're in a comfortable place. So since there's no one to join me, I'm just going to sign off. And hopefully another time when we touch back another topic such as this, you know, maybe I just come back and just play some music right through the time, but I'm not in a music mood to play so much music tonight. I'm just in the mood just just talk about things that I see that affecting, you know, us as a people. And when I say us as a people, I'm not speaking of a specific gender or specific ethnicity. I'm just speaking of human beings as in general because there are problems that affect one and affect all. You know, we all may not look the same, but you got people from every walks of life and ethnicity who is homeless, people from every walks of life that need somebody to speak to at time, people from every walks of life, find themselves in situations that they wish they had not see such situations. So no matter who you are or where you have been, just want you to know that, you know, God is good. And no matter what, you can always depend on God. Some people might say it's a fable because they don't believe in God. And every man have a right, to believe in what they want to believe in. But as for me, I can sincerely say I truly trust and I believe that there is a God. And whether you believe or you don't believe, it's up to you. But I still wish you all the best. And I wish each and every one that passed through my life all the best. And hope to see you some other time. I am planning to be back more and TikTok and to get back into the form of things. I used to be on TikTok a while and I just um, park it for a time, but I think I want to get back into it and to, you know, do some more TikToking. So peace out, what I mean? Spread some love along the way, because one thing, I know that God is love and He cares for you, He cares for me. Even if you don't believe in Him, or believe that there's a God, even if you don't believe that there's a God that looking out for me, and I hope He's looking out for you also. And I have to be thankful, you know, that he see fit, God see fit to take me away from unfortunate situations. I don't have any horror story in my life, and I'm grateful because, I hear people from their youth growing up, all they have to talk about, is great misfortune and the horrible lifestyle that they live, as a kid growing up, and I gotta be honest, I cannot relate to some of those stories because I don't have no horror story to tell about myself growing up, even up to this point in life, you know, and I attribute that to God, it's good, I never grew up in an abusive home, and I mean, I hear people speak of, you know, how, you know, growing up, their home and their lifestyle and the things that they've been through. I've seen it around, but as to experience it personally, I don't have that to share to say this is my experience of being abused in any form or fashion growing up. You know what I mean? And I'm happy for that. You know, really and truly happy for that. I can't say that because I know people that do horrible things to their kids and adoptive kids and step kids and step parents, horrible, things. I'm grateful to God. I don't have none of those experience, you know, but I still can have empathy and sympathy for people who find themselves in situation that is not so pleasant, because I see it around, and I know that there are people that find themselves in unpleasant situations that sometimes it's no fault of their own why they end up in unpleasant situations, you know. But whenever time we can give an helping hand, just give an helping hand, show a little love along the way, you know, and give a little guidance too if there's someone that you can, help to give a little guidance, you know, and if someone out there that you can, stretch your hands and give, something, what I mean, whether financially, otherwise to make a person's life better, what I mean. And if God put you in such a position that you can do that, do it without reservation because, we are living in a world where there's cruelty and kindness, and people seek just to slander people and to do evil, horrible, horrific things to others. Let that not be us, that we are one that do evil to others. Let us be one that can, show a kind gesture and a loving attitude to us, each other. You know, peace out. God bless. Until next time, this is the KOJ Productions. And anyway, goodbye. Goodbye. on in this live stream, and it.